for today talk is a conversion of fish and shellfish processing waste to wealth, with emphasis on the noble functional ingredient. I don't have much time, so I have to skip the food additive one. Okay, so actually seafood industries have become very important income generator for Thailand, also India for many decades. And during processing, you can see from here that for the fish processing, we can have like fish skin that the previous speaker mentioned. So we can produce hydrolyzed collagen. For fish bone, we can produce biocalcium. For shrimp shell, we can produce a lot of the chitosan. And also we can produce 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏. And for shrimp head or heptamen crest, we can produce the shrimp oil rich in astaxanthin. So start from raw material, we can end up with the functional ingredient with a high market value. So you can see the trend for the collagen peptide in the market. So its value is increased in 2023, it's around 1.2 billion, and it's projected to grow from 1.278 billion in 2024 to 2.1 billion in 2032. So I'm gonna talk a bit more on the collagen. Collagen is protein is consists of 3 alpha chain. 𝗲𝗏 here, and when we denature by thermal processing, they're going to become gelatin. So when we hydrolyze it, we become peptide with the bioactivities. So from here, we can see that we can use collagen as a medical uses of biopolymers. We can use also add the food ingredients, like for example the gel, for example, and actually for the collagen peptide, basically we produce from we call oosin, it's mean demineralized fish scale. Why? Because the product is not fishy odor, so that's a very important thing, but they also have this advantage. It means that the bulky and also the yield of the collagen peptide is very low. So now we have moved on to the skin, fish skin. So fish skin, as mentioned previously, in my presentation, I'm going to focus mainly on the ASEAN sea bass because it's a very popular species culture in the ASEAN country, including Thailand, Malaysia, and also salmon. Because salmon right now is a very popular import from the Norway and other country, and we're very popular in the sushi or sashimi restaurant. And you can see here it's kind of straightforward. We just start from the fish skin and pre-treatment and also hydrolyzed by enzyme under optimum condition. And we can do small one or also reactors, and we come up the hydrolyzed collagen products. And one thing that we have to face with the collagen peptide from the skin is mean that mostly the collagen peptides have the fishy odor. So what happens is because actually in the skin there are so many fat induces in the skin that cause the oxidation. As you may know that oxidant products contribute to fishy odor. So how to tackle the problems and to produce the good qualities hydrolyzed collagen from fish skin? The first approach is the prior defect of the from fish skin. So we have developed those kind of polyoliptic film for pretreatment. You know that polyoliptic film based on electroporation, so we can generate those tiny pore in the fish skin apart from the intact skin, and we use lipase with a vacuum impregnation to just remove the fat. So take a look from here. You can take a look from here that after we pre-treated the skin with the polyoliptic film, you can see very tiny pore here. And when we transfer the lipase here, and then we also, this vessel, we just use the vacuum impregnation. What happens is, when we apply the vacuum is going to suck out the air and also the solution. And when we release the vacuum, lipase can get through this kind of pore and then hydrolyze the lipid inside. Okay, so we also optimize condition, and we come up with the full cycle around a couple hours to defat it. And you can see from here, this evidence that we stain the fat from the skin using 9-blue-A. You can see the red spot is represent the fat, which is a lot in the skin. And after we treatment, we can see it's just linkageable, just small amount of the fat retained. And also after we hydrolyze using enzyme, we selected, we see that this is a side distribution of the peptide in the hydrolyzed collagen, and we see that you can see that the peptide with molecular weight around 888 and also 1108. Dalton is the dominant one, but they still have a small peptide with a small short chain peptide. And this is also important data about the hydrolyzed collagen products. So you have to take a look here. If the product contains glycine around 1/3, So this confirmed that might be or more likely more from the collagen, because actually basically alpha chain I mentioned that basically they contain a glycine around every 1/3 position, so they constitute around 1/3 here, and this hydrolyzed collagen also contain hydroxyproline. So this also confirmed that it's from collagen, because hydroxyproline only found in the protein, in the collagen only collagen in the world. You cannot find the hydroxyproline another protein. So, and also they consist of a lot of hydrophobic amino acids that contribute to antioxidant activities. And this is confirmed that when we treated, highlight in green here, using the pre-treatment with pyritic field and also followed by lipase with the vacuum implantation, you can see that aldehyde, we don't see much of the aldehyde like hexanol. We don't find that, nonanol. And also a ketone, we don't find any ketone. And alcohol, we also found some of them. But compared with the control, when we use a vacuum implantation and also pre-treatment, you see the abundance of those kind of products. So this confirms the success of the fat and also the lower the odor, odorous and undesirable odor, fish odor in the product, hydrolyzed collagen. That's the first option. The second option is that we're going to do post-defatting process. This one we use the salmon skin. As I mentioned, the salmon skin also very popular. Salmon is popular, so it's generate this kind of skin during the filleting or dressing. And you can see from here we start from salmon skin, and we also optimize the hydrolyzed collagen, like using propane alkylase for the optimum condition. And we come up with hydrolyzed collagen. So the point is, when we get the hydrolyzed collagen contain the fat, we subject to this stacked centrifugal separator. It looks like cream separator. So they can remove the fat. So we use a study 1, 3, 6, 9 cycle, and we come with the powder. We select the 9 cycle, but still they have the fat, so we also using this powder like the fat using isopropanol with a different cycle like this, and using a power to solvent ratio 1:10. And from the data here, you can see that after 2 cycles, no fat detected, and also the fishy odor will become less when we compare with the initial powder, and also PV and T-bar also lower. So this all confirm that when we defat using isopropanol for 2 cycles, they also can remove total fat from the powder. And again, we also confirm by GC-SPME, and you can see from here that for the one that we selected, and in the final one, we see a less number of aldehyde, alcohol, ketone here. And I talk about the functional ingredients. So nutraceutical, what is functional ingredient? So functional ingredients are active compounds added to food, beverages, or skincare product to provide targeted health benefit beyond the basics nutrition. So you can see that they can use for aid for digestion, or like a weight loss, or the beauty purposes. And I'm going to talk a bit more. So the first one we have done so far is the aging. So we have the question is, can hydrolyzed collagen be upheld to just reduce those kind of wrinkles, or make you younger or have a nice skin? So we also conduct the in vitro studying using cell line, and also we along with the wound healing. So first we use the fibroblast cell here, and we also incubate with the hydrolyzed collagen and together with vitamin C at different ratio. This guy collagen 2 and 1 ratio of the ascorbic acid, and 1:1, 1:2. And you can see from here, if you use a hydrolyzed collagen and vitamin C 2:1 ratio, at all concentration used, we found the higher proliferation of fibroblast cells. So it means that the cell gonna produce more skin cell. And coincidentally, when we extract the collagen from the cell, we can see that highest collagen produced in the cell as well. So this is no question why normally in the market they also have the hydrolyzed collagen together with vitamin C. This is the reason behind. All right, we also study on the wound healing. So the first we see that the fibroblast cell and make scratch look like represent a wound using the sterilized tip. And then we also incubate with the hydrolyzed collagen at different level, like 125, 500 microgram per milliliters. And after 24 hours, you can see that the gap is also less, and also cell also proliferate more. And also we study those kind of as a beauty purposes. So we develop serum based on the hydrolyzed collagen here, and we use the 40 volunteer, and we ask them to apply those kind of serum every day up to 4 weeks. And we test by using VCS skin analysis. This one we use the RGB, represent redness, greenness, brunette light for them. And what we obtain, what we get is mean that after 4 weeks, you can see the UV acne also lower than the day 0, wrinkle also lower, especially for 4 weeks, and pore also less, and more, they feel like the face is more moist. And also okay. So this one, apart from that, this is example that we develop the sample. We we produce hydrolyzed collagen and from the fish skin, and also add in the drink as a beauty drink. So we add the chrysanthemum tea, chrysanthemum, and also fortify in the syrup in here. And you can see the more you get browner color because we subject to the retort. Okay, and this browning reaction occur, and when we keep it up to 6 months, sorry, so also browner color. So this is because the Maillard reaction take place. All right, so the other product is shrimp oil from the shrimp pancreas, or you can use the 𝗬𝒅𝒏𝒄𝒃, head also. You can see the original one is very dark red color. This we make dilution to see the real color. This is a reddish orange because of astaxanthin. Okay, so start simply. We just have the pancreas, and we use a solvent using the hexane isopropanol 1:1 ratio, and we can see the separate. The upper one is a hexane. We collected one, and also we evaporated and come up with a shrimp oil. And we also try to increase the the yield. So we use ultrasound, okay, at the different amplitude, and use the pulse mode and continuous mode here. And you can see from here that we found that with the high amplitude one, either for pulse mode or continuous mode, we found that 80% amplitude is enough, and we fix the time 25 minutes for extraction. Okay, and from this one, we found that shrimp oil from 𝗬𝒅𝒏𝒄𝒃 and hepatopancreas. Hepatopancreas is kind of organ that contain a lot of the oil and also proteases. And you can see the shrimp oil from different part. They're going to have different things, like for example, astaxanthin. They're higher in the shrimp oil extract from hepatopancreas, but also have the higher DHA, and EPA is just slightly higher. And of course, they're rich in omega-3 fatty acid. And this is actually the astaxanthin in the oil. They have three forms: free form, monoester, and diester. You can see from here that the monoester is mean that the OH group esterified with carboxyl group in the fatty acid. And if they link another one, so we call a diester. Okay, so this shrimp can be made as a soft capsule. And also we also did for spray dry, like a makeup powder, but we have to find develop those raw material and spray dry under optimal condition. For example, like this, inlet at the 180 and outlet 90 degrees Celsius. And we can fortify this one in the bread or cookie, so we don't show on this one. And we also have the cooperation with Chiang Mai University using animal trial to just study all the nutraceutical of the shrimp oil as a functional ingredient. And so one thing that we interest in that dementia. So how different between Alzheimer and dementia? So Alzheimer is a type of dementia, and Alzheimer is a cause of the dementia also. Okay, so we start the study dementia using animal trial. We use the white star rat male, and we also use the model we call two-vessel occlusion 2VO model study. So what is this model? It means that two blood vessels will block, causing the chronic cerebral hypoperfusion, and commonly used for the vascular dementia study in the animal trial. So firstly, you can see that we raise the rat for 7 days, and then we treat it. We make it like a 2VO, and we start with feeding this vehicle we use distilled water and feed with the shrimp oil at different level, and we use a resveratrol as a positive control. And then we use those kind of more water mass test to assess the cognitive function. So what is it mean, the principle of this one? Is mean that if the rat lose a memory, they cannot recognize to platform, so it takes a longer time to touch the platform. And this one also, like you can see, this rat have to take a longer time. And these are the results. You can see a 5 day of study that I mentioned previously. So we monitor those kind like latency time. So you can see from here, from this one, that the sham, they take less because they don't have the problem with the dementia. But vehicle, they have take a longer time. But when we feed them with shrimp oil and compare with the positive control resveratrol, you can see that the elapsed time is much lower. And this is a record, the tracking. That's okay. So this is why I can come up with the conclusion that a shrimp oil or resveratrol treatment significantly decrease the time to touch the platform. So as well at day 5, okay. So we also studied the last slide. So we also study on how do this shrimp oil reduce the oxidative stress. So we use a different marker like nitric oxide, ROS species, and also maltodextrin. These are oxygen products, and also marker like NOx4 is an enzyme producing superoxide in the brain, and also for HNE. It is considered as one of the major mediators of oxidative stress in cell and tissue. So you can see from here that once we feed the rat using the shrimp oil, they also have similar result with the resveratrol. Okay, but better than vehicle. I mean, with the one without any consumption of the shrimp oil for all things. Okay, so I want to come up and summarize that the byproduct from fish and shrimp processing should be fully utilized to increase the revenue for the processor or entrepreneur, and new value-added products or co-product, particularly functional ingredient or nutraceutical with validity and high market value, must be further developed, and the fishery resources can be sustainable and maximally exploited. So thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you so much.